last night you ran into on the ICE on Darriston, you ran into the blocked immersion breaking end of service run that you said that shouldn't be possible. I've actually come across that in the Cathcart circle on press release scenario where I've come back the second circle and I can't complete the scenario because there's blocked trains that are blocking. It might be a dispatcher bug.
Can you let me know the what did you say, the press scenario?
Yeah, the 385 press release scenario.
385 press release.
Get the first circle run, and I'm coming back to do the second one to couple up. To go back out, it won't let me complete it because there's a stuck service in front of me.
Okay. I'll note that down.
If it's a dispatcher bug, or if it's
I'll note it down to see if that's already a ticketed bug that we're aware of, and if it's not, I'll make sure to create a ticket for it.
What I would add here is that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, worth knowing the platform you're using actually.
Are you playing on PlayStation, Xbox, PC?
Other than that, I did enjoy the previous stream last night, and I am seriously considering upgrading to TWS6.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Trainsmad, what platform did you report this issue on, though?
It was PC I play on. I don't play on the consoles.
PC.
Is that using Steam?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay. As a note, any issues that prevent scenario completion, generally speaking, these are treated at a higher level of priority where we can, because obviously it's part of it's to do with kind of certification, as a note. So if we haven't got a bug for that, which I would like to think we do, but if we haven't, we'll submit it to the team and we'll definitely take a closer eye at that. For Cathcart, and if we encounter it on stream, I would like to admit that if it happened on stream, hopefully it's just a case of work in progress builds. But I appreciate you bringing this up.
I've tried it on both 4 and 5, and it's had the same problem twice. So I'm wondering if it's running from when it ports that route back in, or there's something not working correctly or not talking to each other properly. I don't know.
It could be. I'll probably let the experts in our QA team figure that out, but it's definitely one that we'll raise. Like I said, the scenarios tend to be something that we look at with a higher priority. But thank you for bringing it to us.
I'm not saying it's immersion in breaking for me, but I know some people in the community might not like and get very frustrated with it. So,
no, totally agree with you. But I'm glad you enjoyed the preview yesterday. Hopefully, we'll bring you more showcase in the coming weeks.
I'm looking forward to the rest of the routes that are coming with TSW. I've never driven the Voyager, so that'll be a challenge.
It should be really fun. I know Matt is really excited for the Riviera, the line with it constantly curving. So, yeah, stay tuned. But I appreciate you joining.
Thanks, Alex and Jan, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Alrighty, I noticed a few more people joined in, so hopefully, Matt, you're here as well. What are you doing in the chat? Hopefully, you're just listening in. Do you want to jump on stage? You've dropped a message. Maybe you can add in any thoughts as well. Go for it. Okay, look at that. The Matt Pedalston. But yeah, as I was saying, thanks everyone for joining in. We're just going through community questions. We're bringing people onto stage, having conversations. It's actually been really lovely so far.
Nope, that's better. I found the unmute button. It won't let me put my camera on though. So I just have to cope with my little face and my strange headphones.
Let me check the roles. I might be able to just give you the same roles that we have. Actually, Jan, are you able to just promote Matt to community manager just for the time being so we can use it?
Matt, technically my boss. Why should I promote him?
Thank you. As a note, we'll bring more people onto the stage as we go. But again, I thank you everyone for joining here, and again, thank you Matt for joining in. I know you were really keen.
No, I got my meeting early, so and I like I wanted to attend this when you told me about it, so I thought I'd come along.
Fantastic. All right, Pacific, you've got an invite, so if you want to jump on stage, be kind.
Hello. I have like 3 questions. 2 of them are about the NYC to Stanford route because I am really excited for that one. So first off, and I already asked Matt this question on his Matt Plays TV channel one time when he was live streaming. But what about do you guys think about maybe making a Switch 2 port for any of the future entries? Because I already asked Matt this a while ago, but this is like when maybe the Switch 2 is like a month away from release, so we didn't really know all that much. But after like a few months has passed, what do we know? You know, what do you guys think?
Oh, I've got a camera. Yes, I can take that one. It's not something we're actively looking at. It's something I'm a big fan of. We are going to be stepping up support for the Steam Deck. And obviously, I think a lot of people are using Steam Deck as a sort of a substitute surrogate for a Switch 2 in dev environments, because a lot of devs can't access Switch 2 dev kits yet. Yeah, it would be good. We've got no plans at this point in time, is all I'll say on that one. But we are going to be stepping up Steam Deck support, which is going to help us in that direction quite a lot. Yeah, I love the idea of the Switch 2. I think I've been playing I borrowed my youngest's Switch Lite, and I've been playing a couple of games on that, and it's such a convenient thing to do. And it's, as much as I love the deck, the Switch is lighter.
Yeah, that does make me very happy to hear Steam Deck support is getting more attention. As a Steam Deck player, that makes me very happy. Anyway,
I do a lot.
Question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I do a lot of testing myself. I mean, I'm a personal fan of the Steam Deck. I do a bunch of testing on that, and it's so at launch, TSW6 will still be playable on. It won't get full certification, but we're going to be getting the remaining issues resolved. So it'll run exactly the same as TSW5 does, essentially, which is what I'm using at the moment. It's perfectly playable, but there's things like it not popping up the keyboard box appropriately. It's not got the right resolution settings when it starts up the game, the best settings for the deck. Those are the sort of things we need to fix. It's not a lot of work, to be honest, to get it over the line, to get it into certification. There's one thing which is about font sizes, which is a bit more of a wrinkle that will take time to resolve, but we'll get those things done. There'll be a job we're going to tackle once we've got the main release out of the way. So hopefully it won't be long, and then it'll get its full certification on the deck. Got it.
All right. So for second question, will there be conductor mode on NYC to Stanford? Because there's a lot of Amtrak stuff that we already have in the game that doesn't have conductor mode, and also at Metro North and LAR don't have conductor mode as well. And what about Fresh Pond Yard? Will Fresh Pond Yard also be making a reappearance in NYC to Stanford? Because I know that you guys also said that there would be freight on the route as well.
So conductor mode, yes. That's a minimum now for everything.
Yes.
Fresh Pond, unfortunately, no.
No.
So the freight will be Oak Point, Hunts Point, and Harlem River Terminal, essentially. What I want to do, I'm still negotiating with the team on this one because they're humming and ahhing over it, is I would like it to be where you could take the freight out of Oak Point across the bridge, and stop at the junction, or stop where the track turns, because that's where the route will sort of finish in that perspective. Because I anything that gets me over the bridge is the Hellgate Bridge. For me, is a good thing. It's a really, really nice site, and going over there in a freight train is different to the going over in the passenger trains. So that's what I'd like to do. I don't know where we'll get to with driving freight west of Oak Point, but it's kind of like the freight's going to be the little locals and switching and so forth, ascent primarily, is what we're going to be looking at there. I tried to get Fresh Pond in, but we're doing the lower level of Grand Central Terminal, and that's a big job.
That kind of does hurt a little bit, because like I live like 40 minutes away from Fresh Pond Yard, so it kind of stings a little bit. But you know what? Game development. I'm not a game developer, but you guys know what you're doing, so I agree with that. So is there any plans maybe for a future extension to Danbury with the P32 DC and Shoreliner cars? Because I did have a look on Google Maps, or not Google Earth, sorry. And there is some Google Earth photos of P32s actually going to Stanford and beyond to Danbury.
No plans for extensions at the moment. I mean, I'm sure you're aware that we painfully rarely do extensions.
Right.
So because they're complicated and initial player feedback is always challenging on those, because people, I think there's a general consensus that I've already paid for a bit of this and I don't understand this. So we find extensions a bit more difficult. That's not to say they won't happen, but no, it's not something that we've got on the plans to look at.
All right. Thank you. I guess
I'd love to see a P32 ACDM at some point, though. I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah, me too. I love those things.
We do have a full reference survey for it, so as and when the opportunity comes up, I think we have everything we need to do it as well.
That sounds good.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Well, I guess that's it for me. So thank you for answering my questions. And I'll have a good day, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As a note, a quick question to you, Matt. I know a couple people asked in the chat. Do we know yet? And again, it might be something we confirm later. But the freight trains, would they have the ATC safety systems, SES?
No. So the freight trains down in that area, it's kind of ATC. But we're not modifying the SD40 other than I think it'll get suspension and so forth, but we're not modifying it. The predominant use of the SD40 is going to be in the area which is completely unsignaled anyway. So it's not necessary. Honestly, we are throwing everything into the other stuff that needs to go in. I didn't want to miss out the freight on this. We're having to rebuild the trash car because the model was so old. And again, I did not want to do this. Having Oak Point without the trash car is like missing out the New York skyline, embarrassingly. So yeah, we're doing the best we can on that one, but no, unfortunately, the SD40 isn't getting cab signaling upgrades. I think the plan that we're looking at is to let it do some fake P&W, Providence and Worcester freight runs up to Stamford outside of main traffic hours, so that you do get some longer haul freight runs with it when it doesn't matter as much. You're not going to have the traffic to combat. But most of what you're going to be doing is going to be in the unsignaled area between Oak, Hudson, Harlem.
We'll give more information about Stanford when we have more, with hopefully loads of more cool screenshots at some point. So wait for upcoming roadmaps. But I appreciate, for one, I massively appreciate you being here, Matt, and helping answer these, because I don't think me and Matt Young would be able to have the info. But I appreciate the question in chat. We're going to keep going for a little bit longer. We initially scheduled this for 30 minutes, but I don't know, Matt, have you got a cut-off at 3?
I'm good. Carry on.
We can go for a little bit longer. I know we've got some screenshot winners to announce as well. So we'll call it another 15 minutes. There are some more hands coming up, but I'll try and get through the initial list of hands that went up. So Blue Jay, you have been invited on to speak.
Afternoon, is it working?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
It is.
I've got a question regarding the free starter pack. As you know, it's come with Train Sim World 5 and it's about to come with Train Sim World 6. Is it a possibility that with any future Train Sim World iteration, there'll be a free starter pack to upgrade to as the years go on by?
If you mean, do you mean in the sense that would we continue to keep doing the free starter pack?
Yes, that's what I mean.
What I would say is, while we can't necessarily talk for the future, what that will mean for future Train Sim World iterations or free starter packs, what I will say is that we saw a massive amount of success with the Train Sim World 5 free starter pack. So loads of new people coming to the game, and we're doing it again for Train Sim World 6 because we know it's a fantastic thing. It allows people to upgrade, it gets people into their content, taking it to the next year. It's just a resounding success. And I think it's not just supporting the existing players of Train Sim World. It brings in new people. It grows the community. And we've seen that. I mean, there were so many people watching the Dovetail Direct this year, way more than we ever could have thought. I think the community and the interest in Train Sim World is growing year on year. And I would love to attribute a lot of that success to the free starter pack. So there's no reason we wouldn't, but let's confirm it when we can and we talk about these things.
Yeah, understandable. Just that it was very popular, and if it were to be offered with any other Train Sim World game, it would continue to be popular with the community and any newcomers. Just thought it would be a good idea to keep it going.
Fully with you on that. I'm all in support of the free starter pack. I think it's an amazing thing that we've been able to do.
Yep, that's pretty much everything I've got to say. I also enjoyed the preview, but yeah, that's about it from me.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Right, Nick01, I've sent you an invite to come up to chat.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
I do have two questions for you. First one is about the ICET. So speaking of the dev diary, I think Adam spoke about that you went back to update the sounds on the ICET. So what exactly is new? Because in yesterday's stream it was hard to notice anything different.
So I had a conversation with Adam actually about that earlier on because I couldn't hear anything different either. I'm going to be totally honest. And basically, what happened is the updates, the ICET audio never happened. The plan was to do a bunch of work on them, but the announcements feature took out a lot of the time that was going to be used for that. So I think it was time well spent getting the announcements in. There was a lot more variety and so forth that was planned than was planned to be on there. So the ICET has a couple of bug fixes in the audio, particularly related to safety systems, but that's it. Everything else is the same.
So is that something that could come in the future for the ICET, or is it something that...
I wouldn't want to make a promise that I can't keep, but I have been talking to Adam about what would be involved in doing that. Yeah, we'll... Again, I'm not going to make a promise I can't keep, but yeah, I am talking to Adam to see what the options are there.
Okay, that's great to know. And speaking of my second question, it's about Frankfurt Wiesbaden. Are there some changes in the performance in Transit Road 6 that would make it possible to somehow implement the full timetable for Gen 9 consoles?
Not at the moment. I think Series S will fare better, but we haven't changed the timetable on it yet. There were changes that we did prior to, so we did the performance update a little while ago. What we haven't done is reevaluated if we can add more services even as a result of that, because we've freed up a fair chunk of memory. But before I go loading up more stuff, what I want to do is actually clear out the decks a bit more and get some more memory freed up, which we haven't been able to finish yet. So as at this point in time, it's exactly the same timetable, but there's a clear goal of, if we can, as we get more stuff freed up, getting those timetables, which are just not where we want them to be, up to the same standard as the PC if we can.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, thank you, and have a nice evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, a couple more. I know we've got maybe about 6 hands, but we'll probably get through maybe 2 to 3. But Trainiac 8U, come on up.
Come on up, the water is fine.
I've sent an invite. Hopefully, I don't know how old this hand was, but hopefully you should be able to see an accept button to join us on stage.
Hello?
Hello.
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 Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just have 2 questions. The first one is about the fault simulation. So I believe in the article it mentioned about how the fault simulation had like it's like a heads-up kind of tooltip thing. Is that correct?
Using the driver assist mechanic, yeah, the thing that slides out in the top left corner.
So I was just wondering, is that all it is? Because I'm not expecting the fault simulation to be anything like the Expert 101, but do the faults actually show up in the train, like in there?
Oh yeah. If the headlights will switch off, if the faults are on the headlights, the wipers will literally stop working in front of you if the wiper faults, and then you'll access the appropriate, for in the case of the wipers, turn them off and on again, or whatever is needed to rectify the particular fault, which is normally I turn it on and off it again. In the case of the doors, if the door is stuck, it will literally be stuck, and you'll have to get out and go and press the button to open it again. So yes, if you don't have the driver assist system turned on, then the faults will still happen, and you'll have to recognise that they have happened. and do that. Now, the fault system is something we're going to be expanding and over time, adding more faults. We've got ideas for more complex faults that maybe have multi-step resolutions to them. But what we need to do is always keep in mind that, you know, players might be interested in doing this. They might need us to help them walk them through some of these more complex things and how that might look and what happens if you get stuck. There's all sorts of complex things in there, but no, it is we are breaking the train in that particular instance in some way, and then it's up to you to fix that train somehow. But like I said, in the first instance, it'll be really simple stuff.
But do they because in trains they have like a fault kind of indicator somewhere? So do they actually show up? Does it show up in the indicator?
I need to check actually. I need to check that one actually. That's a good question. I will go and double check. I've got a sneaky suspicion it doesn't raise the fault indicator, but that's probably something that wouldn't be rocket science to fix actually.
Okay, and just one last question. It's to do with the kind of color scheme of the UI. So I like the light blue theme that you've gone with. But the concern I have is the grey text. It kind of, to me, looks a little bit hard to see, especially if you're kind of far away. So I was just wondering, is that final?
Mostly. Yeah, no, definitely. Very much appreciated. If you want to take a screen grab and ping me an image of what particular you're referring to, I'll take a look at it. But there are a couple of bits of the UI that aren't final. And I need to double check that. And there have been a couple of bits where the colours have been a bit, dark grey on black in a couple of cases. So if you want to take a screenshot and ping it over, then I can take a look and go and have a look at that for you.
But it's worth noting that feedback is really valued, especially when it comes to accessibility, how easy it is to read menus, flow through menus. I think I saw a couple of people talking about the UI, so we'll happily pass that to the teams. And if there's more work we can be done, then we'll look to do it.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah, no, definitely. Very open to your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, what I was saying, I'll do one more. It's going to be RH winner. I'll invite you. I know there's more questions, but don't worry, because actually Matt, Harry and myself, we're going to be here for doing more of this next week. And the idea is that we're doing more of this just in general. You may not always get the full cast of the Dovetail team, but you'll get some of us hopping in where we can. And I've been loving today. I'll be honest, everyone's been really wonderful. So I appreciate you all joining, putting your hands up. I've invited RH winner to chat, and then we'll go through the competition winners for the screenshot challenge we did, and we'll call it a day.
Hello.
Hello.
G'day, lads.
Hello.
It is 10 past midnight, so I'll keep it quick. I'm here in Sydney. So just two quick questions. Watching the preview stream of Dresden Leipzig, it seems that some of the OHLE, the missing OHLE, has carried over from the original Nahverker Dresden route. Is this, I think I remember, I may be paraphrasing, but Matt, I think I remember hearing you say when Train Sim World 4 came out and the route got remastered with Todd 4 lighting that to fix the OHLE would require a full rebuild. Is that still something that would have to happen now with the new Leipzig route?
It shouldn't, and the OHLE should be fixed. I'm making a note of that. I know that the team have been going through repairing bits of OHLE. One of the problems is that in the lifting under the hood of the editor, there are some bugs in the OHLE tool where it's sometimes you add a bit of OHLE and a random bit disappears, which is why these things happen. It's not because people just don't do them. It's because for some reason they disappear. The editor's a wonderful thing. So I'll raise a flag to get someone to go and have a look over there. I'm not going to guarantee it'll be fixed before launch at this point. We're way too close, but I'll add it onto the bug list for a patch. But yeah, someone has been going through OHLE. I literally saw a bug today about looking at OHLE and fixing gaps. So I'll find out where they're at with that.
Brilliant, thank you. That's great news. Secondly, obviously with the new fault simulation and temporary speed restrictions, you've got a toggle in the menu to turn them on and off. I was wondering if you had at all considered a toggleable on-off for safety systems in the menu for them all to be defaultly enabled. As a console player on controller without a keyboard to plug in, there are some trains that I'm unable to access some of the safety systems, like some of the original Sand Patch stuff, because there's no physical switch or button in the cab. And it's only available to do it from the keybind. So I was just wondering
So,
if...
so at the moment, no. It is something that I want to try and explore with the team and figure that out. It turns out, as with anything, it's not quite as straightforward as just defaulting it to on, because there'll be times where you want it off, times when you do want it on. And if we were to, one of the bits of feedback I've had suggested is, why not just do what Control Enter and Shift Enter do when you power the cab up? Well, then it would power an AWS self-test or something, for example, where you'd have to acknowledge it, when that's not how you take over a train, for example. So yes, something I want to do. I want to find the right way of doing it. One of the big challenge with it is all the trains are built differently. And you'd have to, without going back to every single train and having it have a power itself on with safety systems, look at a setting to turn itself on, because then you'd get the setting, but it wouldn't work on old stock. I want to try and find a way that we can have it where it affects everything, because I feel that's like the right way of doing it, the best way of doing it, the only way of doing it, let's be honest. So yeah, we need to look into that. We haven't had a chance to look at that yet.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I'm glad that you're considering this. It's good news to hear that there's a lot going on. Really excited for 6, and I know licensing may be an issue, but I'd love to see an Australian route at some point in time. Besides that, thank you for your time. I'm going to head off to bed now.
Yeah, you get some sleep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You know what, everyone, today has been really fantastic. And Matt, again, your insight has been really wonderful. So I appreciate your time. What I'm going to say is...
Thank you for hosting this.
You're very well. I mean, again, thank you more for people for turning up. This is brilliant. We're going to do another one of these after the preview. So exciting things are coming up. We've got the Morristown preview next week, and then we'll do another one of these the day after the Morristown preview. So you get to talk to us directly again. I think we'll then we're looking to do a German speaking preview with Lucas and Trainson Plate for Leipzig shortly around that time as well. And then we're going to be getting into Riviera. We'll do another one of these again for Riviera. And then we're basically in early access. So much is happening. But there were a couple people that stuck around for something really important, which is the screenshot challenge. So there were some winners. We had some cool screenshots. And for Matt and Jan, just while you're here, the theme was front on.
Front on. Interesting.
Front on. I wanted some front on screenshots. So we have some winners. I'll announce it in the screenshot thread properly. But for everyone to get a first look, the 3 winners are number 1, first place is Tuchan. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Second place was Tom at JSWT, and third place was the Geek Daddy. And these were your screenshots. I don't think the screenshots are in order, but the winning one was the one where you've got the kind of cleaning buffers on the left and right. Oh man, what a screenshot! That is perfect for front on. So that will actually be the Dovetail Discord server banner for a little bit until we can do another competition.
Those are awesome. Well done.
Seriously cool screenshots. And what I would say is I think we had something like 150 screenshots. I did look through all of them. I scrolled all the way up, all the way down, and then went all the way back up and picked some of the ones I liked. I've got some runners up that I think that there isn't a prize for other than Jess. You did great, but everyone submit some really cool screenshots, and we'll just keep doing some more challenges as we go. But Jan and Matt, it's been brilliant having you here. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back soon.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you around. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thanks all.